After months of planning and way too many YouTube videos about street food, we're finally doing it. Today, we're flying from Amsterdam all the way to Hanoi, our first stop in Southeast Asia. The plan? Explore as much as we can, eat everything we shouldn't, and try not to melt in the heat. We've heard Vietnam is one of those places that just sticks with you. The sounds, the chaos, the food. So let's see if that's true. Oh, and we're flying with Emirates this time. Well, economy of course, but hey, still feels like a solid way to kick off the adventure. So tag along. But first, we've got a quick stop in Dubai. Just enough time to stretch our legs and explore a bit before heading to Vietnam. Our ride for today, the Boeing 777. You can probably tell we're way too excited for this. It's been on our list for years.
Hanoi.
In the first leg, we flew to Dubai for about 6.5 hours, and now we have another 6 to go to Hanoi. And as we're getting close, look at this view. Endless green, winding rivers and a lot of tiny boats everywhere. It already looks alive, busy, chaotic, in the best way possible. Driving into Hanoi, the first thing that hits you is how modern it feels. Wide roads, slick bridges, high-rises popping up everywhere. You can already tell the city's changing fast, but still has that organized chaos everyone talks about. Quick food stop before exploring Hanoi. And I swear, the owner here might be the nicest guy in Vietnam. He showed me how to mix everything properly and then just decided to feed me himself. Well, not sure if that's on the menu, but I'm not complaining. The food was delicious, and they ended the meal with this mysterious green soup. Well, whatever it was refreshing, a little strange, and the perfect way to start the trip. Time for a massage. Oh well, time to give in to the 100 people already shouting, "Come massage!" every 5 seconds. We finally did, and 2 hours later, we walked out new people. Hands down, the best massage we've ever had.
Freshly refreshed.
Freshly refreshed.
Hanoi streets have their own rhythm. Color everywhere, scooters weaving like it's choreography, and people doing 100 things at once. It's chaotic, it's alive, and, somehow it just works. We stopped for a quick dessert, something with milk, tapioca, and jelly. We're not sure what it is, but it's pure happiness in a bowl.
Dutch stairs in Vietnam.
Last night was such a surprise. The city completely transforms after dark. Streets full of people, live music, street performers everywhere. This morning's hotel breakfast was nothing like what we're used to, but definitely a fun change. Next up, Cafe Giang, the birthplace of Vietnam's famous egg coffee. It was created back in the 1940s when milk was scarce, so they had to whisk egg yolk with coffee instead. Sounds odd, but it's creamy, sweet, and really tastes like tiramisu in a cup. The old quarter is pure energy. Tiny streets, endless scooters, people weaving through everything like pros. It's chaos, but the kind you actually want to be part of. Between all the noise and motion, there are these tiny temples hidden between buildings. They appear out of nowhere, quiet, peaceful, and somehow perfectly at home in all the chaos. My wife couldn't resist getting one of those Vietnamese hats. Honestly, she rocks it. The buildings here are so tall and narrow, it's like Hanoi decided width is optional.
Photo chu cho cái. Đây, photo chu. Mai ơi. Ui, beautiful, đẹp thế. Wow.
Well, she probably scammed us, but hey, we got fruit and a great photo out of it. We made it to Hanoi's famous train street, one of the craziest spots in the city. Cafes line both sides of the track, and when the train isn't passing, it just feels like a narrow, lively alley. But the moment you hear that horn, everything changes. People rush to move chairs, and suddenly a train squeezes right through where you were just sitting. We grabbed a table at Hanoi Street Cafe to watch it go by. No reservation needed, but we did get there about 15 minutes early. The train only comes a few times a day, so ask around to make sure you catch it. Totally worth it. One of those only in Vietnam experiences. We stopped for bún chả, Hanoi's signature dish. Smoky grilled pork, noodles, herbs, the whole deal. It's messy, flavorful, and absolutely worth the hype. We tried those famous roti everyone talks about. Looked great, but honestly, they were a bit dry. Wow, I mean, just look at it. How does that even work? Traffic here is pure madness, but it's controlled madness. Just walk slowly, don't make eye contact, and trust the scooters to do their thing. We grabbed a few street snacks to try, starting with these fried balls from a vendor who literally ran off the moment she saw the police coming. Then we have the rotis, one with vanilla and the other one with matcha. And finally, mango sticky rice. Sweet, fresh, and easily the winner of the bunch. We headed to Hanoi's French Quarter to see what's left from the colonial era. Wide boulevards, grand buildings, even the architecture feels like you've stepped into another world. It's fascinating, traces of the French influence everywhere, but with a Vietnamese heart. What really caught our eye, though, was how many luxury brands lined the streets. In a communist country, it's such an interesting contrast. History, culture, and modern life all blending together. We wrapped up the day with ice cream from a spot that's been around since 1958. Huge place, full of locals. They clearly know what's good. Our next stop, the Temple of Literature. Built in the 11th century, it's one of Hanoi's most important historical landmarks, and it's dedicated to Confucius. Back then, this wasn't just a temple, it was Vietnam's first national university. Scholars from across the country came here to study Confucian philosophy, literature, and ethics. Walking around, you can still feel that sense of calm and intellect in the air. The complex is made up of courtyards, gardens, and ancient pavilions, all beautifully preserved. All around the gardens, you'll find tiny sculptures tucked between the bonsai trees. Little surprises hidden in plain sight. It gives the place so much character. The symmetry and balance in the architecture reflect the Confucian ideals of harmony and order. Everything has its place and purpose. You'll also notice clear traces of Chinese influence. From the layout of the courtyards to the calligraphy and stone stills inscribed with the names of graduates. For centuries, Vietnam adopted the Chinese system of education and civil exams, and this place was at the heart of it all. It's fascinating to think that hundreds of years ago, young scholars would have walked these same paths, preparing for exams that could define their future. And even today, Vietnamese students come here to pray for good luck before big tests, a tradition that's still very much alive. We also saw how scholars took exams back then, tiny wooden booths where cheating was basically impossible. Imagine spending days in there just writing essays by hand. The whole site feels like a peaceful retreat from Hanoi's chaos. Quiet, shaded, and full of history. You can hear the distant buzz of scooters, but inside these walls, it's calm and timeless. Next, we visited the Chi Minh Mausoleum, the final resting place of Vietnam's revolutionary leader. Uncle Ho, as he is known here, led the country's fight for independence and became a symbol of unity. Getting there wasn't exactly easy. Police kept blocking streets from every direction, and it took a while to figure out the right way in. But once we did, the atmosphere felt completely different. This was the first time we truly felt we were in a communist state. Our next stop was Tran Quoc Pagoda, one of the oldest temples in Hanoi. It sits right by the lake, surrounded by trees and calm water. The pagoda itself is colorful and beautifully detailed, with reds, golds and greens that stand out against the blue of the sky and water. Despite being in the middle of the city, it feels like time slows down here. People move quietly, and there's this overwhelming sense of tranquility. We wandered around for a while, just taking it all in, and then stumbled upon a group of people chanting inside. We sat down for a few minutes to listen, not understanding the words, but feeling completely calm in the rhythm of it all. We stopped by Hidden Gem Cafe, a spot we'd seen all over YouTube, and it actually lived up to the hype. The place is tucked away down a small alley, with several floors, each one with its own vibe, from colorful art to quiet corners, perfect for people watching. Vietnam has such a strong coffee culture. It's not just about the caffeine. It's about slowing down. From the classic drip coffee to the sweet condensed milk style and the famous egg coffee, every cup feels like an experience. It's less about grabbing coffee to go and more about sitting, chatting, and just taking a break from the city. Everywhere you look, red flags for the country and the party. We stopped by Lotte Mall. It's a Korean brand, so we were curious to see what it's like here in Vietnam. After wandering around, we grabbed a bowl of pho, the country's most iconic dish. Rice noodles in a fragrant broth with herbs and thin slices of beef meat. Simple, comforting, and honestly, it hits the spot every damn time. After walking around the mall, we found this huge pond covered in lotus plants. They weren't in bloom, but it was still beautiful to see. The lotus is Vietnam's national flower. It grows out of muddy water, yet stays pure and bright, a symbol of resilience and hope. We're ending the first video here at a sky bar, one of the most popular things you can do in Hanoi, with the best view to wrap up the trip. Thanks so much for watching. We absolutely love our time in Hanoi. So stay tuned, there's more adventures coming your way from our Southeast Asia trip. Until next time, bye!